Hello, Super Boss Tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy 1 Dawn of Souls White Wizard Solo Challenge Super Dungeon Solo Boss Challenge Rush Mode. Me, Ankylo, Blue, much Ankylo. Anyway, welcome back, and before we start, I suppose, every now and then I should remember, hey, you can just go to the inn to restore all your MP, seeing as there's a limit to the number of ethers we can carry. Anyway, that doesn't revive people. Yeah, good. Anyway, we're going to head on into the Lifespring Grotto for the second time, so I'm not going to spend as much time today going on about, oh good, the floors. This is really not what I wanted. Can I just... There's like no way to... I saved before. Okay, you know what? This is fine. I think you can just use cottages at sea. It's fine. There you go. It's a sea cottage. I'd like to see the castle on at least a level that has something good on it. I know the first floor is a complete waste, so I figure we might as well just restart it. Anyway, last episode we did the Lifespring Grotto. The first time I talked about what treasures were on what floor. We're not going to do that this time. We're just going to blast through it and see the other super boss, and maybe pick up a couple items along the way if we get lucky. Also, I apologize for the last couple episodes. I had the audio mix kind of wrong. I don't know what happened exactly, but my headset audio music was way louder than the recording audio. So I thought it was super loud, but you guys could probably barely hear it. So, my bad. Hopefully it's better today. Anyway, let's get going. So, Basement 1, Basement 2. You have seen all these floors before. So, did we not just play this song? Weird. Something's going on with my audio player. Anyway, the idea is, last episode, you should have seen all these floors. I just ran through them a minute ago, so I should have no excuse for going really slow through here. If I hit a floor that I see an item that I want on it, which is not floor 2, then I'll try to get some treasure chests. Like, next floor could have a tiger's mask, so I might try to pick that up just for funsies. But otherwise, we'll try to go kind of speedily. It's not going to be here. Alright, we're at the dragon floor right away. So, 1 silver, 1 holy, 1 blue. Aw, don't kill the blue dragons. That's not one. So yeah, I mean, unfortunately a lot of this is kind of re-treading the same ground as last episode, but the payoff will be for the final boss, so if you stick with it and bear with me for hopefully not an hour, it won't take that long this time, we'll get another super fun final boss for this area. Wow, that guy almost killed me. Ouch. In case you're wondering, and you maybe missed an episode, that's our equipment. We do technically have the access to the Sage's Mitre, but we're not going to be wearing it usually. I still need to find a blue dragon, I believe. There we go. That should be everything, I think. Alright. So long, Dark Bahamut. Oh good, the dancing floor. I'd like to get the treasure here if I get lucky, but we probably won't get the item I'm looking for. It's just a tiger's mask, we can't even equip it. But it's kind of neat to show off that, there's some rare loot on these floors. But looks like we get the same layout as we did last episode, so no such luck. Alright, level 5. Last time, we had to find a strange man carrying a halberd, looking for a sword of matchless power, but he's going to be in a different location this time. So let's go north to some pillars and talk to a blue mermaid there. Like I said before, these are randomized a fair bit on how to solve them, but I generally know where to go. This is the pillars, and we want to talk to the blue mermaid. And he was right over there! But he didn't find what he was looking for, so he ran away. So he headed south. Let's talk to the pink mermaid in a room to the south. So sometimes they have you going back and forth for a fair while. I believe the southern room is this one. And she said pink. She saw him! He was really sad because he couldn't find his sword. So he went to the open area in the middle of town. And he ran away. And the open area in the middle of town is the one with the junk, and I believe it's her. A treasure chest did watch up in the room to the northwest. Alright. He was really excited about that legendary sword. And now we can get to the room that was locked. But now, oh, she said northwest. No. This one is northwest. Have I ever? Alright, so she finally lets us in. If you talked to her earlier, she would not have unlocked it for you. You have to do the little quest. And you have to go to the mysterious treasure chest. And surprise! He's already stolen everything. But we'll fight Gilgamesh again. So we beat him up last time. He wasn't terribly difficult. I don't expect anything to have changed. We'll blink up. This time he's using Excalibur a lot more. Excalibur. But he did protect himself a little bit quicker, so that's interesting. I'm just going to speed through these fights a little bit because, you know, we did them last episode. He doesn't really have anything terribly difficult to deal with. But now we have 2 Genji gloves, so that's pretty good. And once you beat him up, the locked door will always open. And then now we can continue. Alright, floor 6. No treasure here. Okay. Oops, that's right. Gotta remember, you can't run from death. You just can't run from death, everybody. It's a moral of the story. I can't resist, even if it's trash. And I can never remember they have to kill those things. What floor am I on here, even? There we go. Alright, icy floor. This is number 7. We've got nothing. Alright. Ice is nice, of course. It's right and up, I believe, is the way out. Trying to save some time, that's all. And floating castle 8. No good loot for me. So this one is only one direction to go. Alright, these guys. Yeah. The thing that annoys me with the Death Elementals is they're not even very strong. Like, they're weaker than basically any vanilla element. Fire, ice, water, wind. But you can't run away from them. I believe this is the way out. Alright. Floor 9, the library. Hermes shoes, but nothing else I really would want. I guess we could check for the Hermes shoes, although we might be stuck waiting for a day and a half. Luckily, we've got 1,000 times speed, and that gets us through some of these areas a little bit faster. The only difficulty with this room really is waiting on these guys. And that can get a bit annoying. Of course, you have to go through the right path. It's not randomized. Fortunately, this room is not randomized. Again, I hope I'm just not going crazy here. It feels like some of these songs are a little bit too loud. Let me just scale that down a bit. Hopefully that's good enough. I'm trying to pay more attention to the audio files, the audio levels today. Alright, anyway, we got our second boss fight. Shouldn't be a big problem. Let's blink up, although, to be honest, yeah, he has a physical. That's what that was, right? Yeah. His physical isn't that bad, though, so it's not like a big problem. It's mostly just his comments that hurt. Which I suppose is fair. You guys probably would not enjoy getting hit in the face with a comet. Yeah, that'll be enough. I don't respect this guy, as you can probably tell. There we go. Atmos done. Another Judgment Staff. So yeah, yes, to answer your question to everyone who's curious, you could get floor 4 Judgment Staffs pretty easily and cast Nuke 4 times every round for free with your 4 Light Warriors. I've done it. It doesn't work as well with lower intelligence characters, but it still works. And there's basically nothing in the game that can survive 4 nukes outside of the bosses. So, that's fun. Okay, floor 411. Nothing important on this level. Okay. Oh yeah, now that we're down here, we can see these guys. Yay. Killer sharks, everyone's favorite. Technically, we can run from them, so it doesn't really matter. Just showing off the more dangerous encounters. Alright, level 12 has a Mind Plus, so we should at least check for it if it's here. At least things that give me permanent stats are worth spending the second or two to check the chests, I figure. That's around on the right. There's usually one up here. 5,000 gil. 5,000 buckaroos. And a Mind Plus. Alright, I don't think this will do much, but +1 is +1. And now we're up to 62. When did I get... I don't remember when I went from 60 to 61. But whatever. We're at 62 now. Maybe one of the enemies dropped one. I just used 2 accidentally. Anyway, floor 13. Let me check just real quick here on my side page. Power Plus is technically available, which would make us... It's probably worth picking up because we have to kill our super bosses with the Mazmune buffed up. And it does more damage the higher it starts, right? Like, it's... Your basic damage formula, like the Saber buff is only plus 255 maximum, but it's plus 255 from whatever you started at. So if you started at a higher value, you could get to a higher total. In the end, the difference between 70 plus 255 and 71 plus 255 isn't much, but, you know, we're probably going to be doing 16 attacks per round, so that does multiply up a bit, at the very least. And besides, we're at max level. How else am I supposed to get stronger other than getting stat items, basically? There we go, Power Plus. So I think that puts us at 29. One more point in strength, we'll get another damage. Unfortunately, if I remember correctly, agility up doesn't do anything in this game. It does raise your agility, but your evasion and accuracy only go up when your agility goes up on a level up. So if you get agility not on a level up, it doesn't actually do anything. So I believe that's how it works. And I don't remember if luck does anything, so it might not be worth anything to get luck up either. It's probably supposed to give you magic resistance, but it probably doesn't. Don't quote me. We'll get into a YouTube comment argument over the benefits of luck on a 20-year-old RPG. Alright, floor 14 has Hermes shoes, but nothing else really, so okay. Let's just try to get through quick, or go the wrong way. Get ambushed by dragons. Just pick up all the treasure after all. Hey, there you go, Hermes shoes. I do find that typically it's pretty easy to get a lot of Hermes shoes in here. That's why I said during like the solo runs for like the night and stuff, I didn't want to do the bonus dungeons because I knew they stocked you pretty generously with those kinds of items that weren't in the original game, like the NES version. So I didn't want to like corrupt my solo challenges too much by having access to all the bonus dungeon equipment and items, because some of them were like kind of overpowered. And it turned out the solo challenge wasn't that hard in Dawn of Souls in general, so we didn't need them. Okay, floor 15 has the Ashura that I was trying to find, but I'm not terribly worried if we get it or not. Oops. But yeah, we're making better speed through this episode. Last episode, I spent too much time explaining things. I guess the most efficient way to kill 2 killer sharks is 1 flare and 1 attack on each. I guess the death elementals might count as undead, and that's why they never run away. They don't... No, elementals just never run from you, basically. It's just the thing they do. Hey, there it is, Asura. So, I'll pull up the stats just for interest's sake. Looks like red wizards can use it even, so that's kind of neat. Asura. This is 25 attack, 25 accuracy, 25 crit, which puts it at better than Kotetsu, which was the Earth Cave boss item, the Cerberus item. So it's better than that. But at this point, you probably killed Rubicon, and you got the Kiki Uchimanji, which is better for the ninja. So the Asura is worse than that by a significant margin. It's probably worse than the Sunblade, which you probably have by now. And therefore worse than the Defender as well. It's definitely worse than the Braveheart. I don't know why you'd ever use this, honestly. I can't think of anyone that would want it. Yeah, basically trash. Sorry, Ashura. If you got this in the Fire Dungeon before Rubicon, it would have a small window of usefulness, but you don't. So, as soon as you can kill Rubicon, you've already got a better weapon. Okay, we're gonna, like, die. Please let me go. Please? Please, sir? Alright, floor 16! The good news is we haven't seen the castle yet, and the closer you get to the end, the better the chances of getting some good loot. In fact, 17 or 18 would be pretty... 18 might be optimal for getting the castle floor, so we're getting pretty lucky. Anyway, 16 has, nothing. Nothing at all. And I went the wrong way. We need to go... Well, pick up some garbage. Yeah, we need to go through the other room and then to the bottom left. Might as well pick up the garbage. Down first, then through the room. Right. Pick up some garbage? Why not? There's a chest here. Very important to get maximum HP items. That's just what we needed. Alright. Floor 17. This one could have been neat. It had a crystal shield in the floating island one. The floating castle. But we didn't get it. So for me, okay, this is the floor that has the Sage's Mitre. Which is not what we need, because we've already got it. Right? Yeah. Floor 19 is the one I'm looking out for. Okay. So where's the exit on this one? Down, I think? Nope. Not down at all. Unfortunately, so many of these maps look very similar at first glance that it's really easy to mix them up. And then you forget, you know, what direction you're trying to go. Hey, X potion, just in case I run out of Kuraja, alright? I believe if you get your intelligence to like 90 or so, you can heal over 100 HP per cast of Cure 1, which is pretty sweet. Okay, this is the way out, right? Yeah! Alright, floor 18. Still no floating castle, which means the floating castle has to be on 19. The final one. So we're not going to get the crystal ring, but we're definitely going to get the Sage's Surplus. That's actually fine by me. The only loot that we could get here is feathered cap, not worth it. So the out is top right, but not from this side. Yeah, there's the feathered cap. Hooray! It's not going to be very good, and you can't equip it anyway. This is a fairly weak armor that wouldn't ever get worn because you want a ribbon on, so yeah. I'm not sure who would ever want that, honestly. It seems like probably a waste of time. Everyone say hi to the potion. Alright, here we go again. You know, I forgot to turn my speed up again after I finished last time. Okay, well I should remember where all the treasure is, right? Like, not there at all. So, hey guys, how's it going? Hope you've been enjoying the series. We're back on the floating castle, but this is floor 19, and we're only 20 minutes in, so there's almost no way that this will be an hour-long episode unless we're here for a very long time. The main thing we're looking for is the Sage's Surplus, a Speed Plus, and a Power Plus, and a Stamina Plus. Unfortunately, no rare items. The Sage's Surplus is actually not part of the bonus 5 chests, so we don't actually have a chance of getting any of the really rare stuff, which is kind of a shame. Is it this way? Put more saves down. Feel like I'm gonna fall any second. Alright, so if I remember correctly, there's your Power Plus. Excellent. That's actually a nice timing, because that should give us +1 damage for an upcoming super boss. Hey, 72 attack power. Why not? And I think that's it on this end of the hallway, right? This is just a dead end. Yeah, alright. So that's everything down. Okay, and now we just need to go up and right. Up and left just was a dead end, right? Wasn't it? Sorry, guys. I think this is a dead end, but there might have been one chest on it, so I have to double check. I'm pretty sure this is a dead end. Maybe not. Getting my hopes up. And it's a dead end. This is the dumb room, right? Yep. Every time. Fooled again. Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on the programmers of this video game. Alright, so that was nothing. This is how you get to this treasure room, after all. And it's not a treasure room anyway, isn't it? Isn't that great? Alright. Down we go. Put a save in. Put a save in it. Alright, so hopefully I haven't missed anything too important yet. These rooms were all empty? No, not empty. Sage's Surplus, there we go. And the Speed Plus. Is that everything I wanted? No, there's a Stamina Plus technically. So, the reason I was kind of interested in the Sage's Surplus is it should increase our intelligence. And defense sorta doesn't matter with Ruse and Protect. Or Blink and Protect. But having 67 intelligence might help? I don't really know. It's hard to say if that's worth it, but there it is if you don't care about physical protection. Now, if you have, like, a normal party with a white mage at the back where they're safer, I believe that the less defense for more intelligence is maybe worth it, because they're not going to get hit very often, and you could always ruse them up anyway, or blink them up anyway. Which, sort of, for the most part, against 90% of the enemies is good enough. There's only a few enemies that do enough damage to get past a blinked white mage. Okay, so last time we got here I went right and we didn't do much, so let's go up and see if this does anything. Well, it gets me here. Hooray! Thanks, victory music. Guess we had to go this way to get to this room. Oh yeah, I also got a Speed Plus, right? So agility 37, but I have a feeling that it won't actually change anything. Like, pay attention to accuracy and evasion, 248 and 117, the stats that actually do something. Oh, my accuracy and evasion both went up by 1. Shows what I know. I thought those were bugs, but no, apparently agility up does increase accuracy and evasion. So getting those accuracy or speed up pills, whatever you want to call them, actually not a bad idea. That's good to know. You know, the evasion, it again, once you're all rused up, doesn't really matter much. But, blink, ruse, whatever, you know what I mean. But, still, I feel like overall being more evasive and accurate is probably good. We've already hit the accuracy max in terms of number of hits. We've got 8 attacks per round, and it caps at 255 anyway, so it's not like that's not going to change much. Now, we've definitely missed one item somewhere. There's a stamina plus that we have not picked up. Either it didn't spawn, which I find unlikely, or I just missed a room. And I went the wrong way, I think. Nope. Now, I'm not sure if the stamina pluses are worth it either, but people have kindly educated me, let's call it, on how the formula for monks work. And indeed, stamina does apply to the formulas for monks' damage in the Dawn of Souls remake. Whether or not it's going to do anything for a non-monk, though, is an interesting story. So, we're going to go to 40 stamina. I don't know what secondary effect that could have. Defense, but I don't think it does that. Probably is not going to do us any good. Definitely didn't raise our defense. I don't know. Probably doesn't really matter. Anyway, I believe that's all of our chests for this dungeon. And I haven't even fallen off the bridge more than once or twice. Time to change that. So, who do you guys think is going to be the final super boss of the Life Spring Grotto? We've already defeated Omega in the last episode. What could top Omega? Now, you should have some ideas if you're familiar with Final Fantasy V, but let's pretend you never played it before. What's stronger than a super death robot? Well, if you happen to guess a super death dragon, you are correct. Because it's a super death dragon. I guess he's not really death elemental per se, but he definitely causes a lot of death. So, let's put a save in it. So, all things considered, all we missed from the Life Spring Grotto was a couple crystal pieces of equipment, crystal shield, crystal ring. We missed the Deathbringer, we missed the Genji shield, but we got pretty much everything else, so that's nice. We didn't really miss too many rare treasures, which is good. Like, there's a lot of them. Like, it's just really hard to randomly get that castle floor on all the levels you need it on. But like I said, there's guides that if you put in your first 2 or 3 floors, they will tell you what floor the castle will show up on. There's ways of doing that. Anyway. So what follows Omega? It's Shinru. This music's not gonna do. Nope. Nope. That's ominous. Alright, so, the big Shinru. Basically, a souped up Omega, as far as this game is concerned. Instead of, you know, water cannon, wave cannon, it's just got straight up nuke. That's brutal. It's also got Thunderbolt. Not as bad, but, you know. I should probably keep my, my health maxed out here, because he's going to use Flare a lot. This is the one that if you don't have Heliga, there's just no healing through it. Like, you basically need 2 white mages casting Heliga to be safe. But 1 white wizard and somebody else with a heal staff. There's actually a... In the Wind dungeon, the final 4th bonus dungeon, there is a... there's an item, like a staff, that casts Heal 2 or Heal a Ra as a on-use item. So you could have a white wizard casting Heliga most of the time, and then a black wizard using the heal staff, or whatever it's called, very regularly to... I'm just going to cast it. It's probably not going to do anything, but I'll put it on just for fun. Basically have the black wizard doing some chip-in healing every now and then, especially when you see a flare, because there's no real way of reducing that flare damage. Now, if you brought a black belt, or a master that is, they're also going to take so much damage from the flare that you're going to have a very hard time keeping them alive. Even with a ribbon, their magic defense kind of sucks. So, yeah, that's pretty brutal. We still could die here with bad turn order if I'm not a little bit cautious about the healing topping up. I should probably try to stay over 600 at least. I'm hoping once I get protected up a bit, his physicals will get nerfed, just like when we were fighting Omega. So I'm just going to go a bunch of... I got my evasion maxed out. I'm going to try to max out my absorb next. And we still take a lot of magic damage, but I'm pretty sure white wizards max out their magic defense anyway. So we're taking the least amount of damage possible, basically, so that once I switch to offense, we don't have to worry about healing up every second turn. Or, I always find that, like, the biggest risk here is the rare, like, enemy crit that gets through and does a ton of damage. The magic is all fairly easy to predict, like how much damage you'll take. I guess maybe 650 is the number I should stay above. Because if we get hit by 2 flares in a row... When did I save it? I saved it right before the fight. Alright. This is why we put saves down. Alright. This is gonna really be fun. I have to keep my HP over 650, probably about 670 or so, to have a safety. This is gonna take a while. I hope I'm blinked up enough. We're super blinked. Let's just say whenever I'm below 700, I should probably just heal. Because if I get hit by 2 flares in a row, if they're going to be able to do somewhere around 320 to 330 damage, I need to be able to survive 2 flares like that. And that sucks. Yeah, 1 flare is a third of my life. That makes sense. And his other attacks are no weaklings anyway. Now again, I don't think it matters, but I'll put Null All on just for fun. We'll keep protecting up for a little while, just so that his physicals are a little bit less dangerous. But this is Shinru. I mean, he's a mega boss. I wasn't even sure if the White Wizard would be able to handle this at first. It looks like we'll be okay, probably, but he deserves to get at least 1 kill on us. If you're playing as any normal party, this is a super difficult fight, and you're basically on White Mage pure healing mode. So you need the rest of the party to do the buffs. Like, you need someone with a white shirt that can cast Invis and all the other type spells while the White Mage just constantly heals. And then you need someone else to basically pump them full of ethers and elixirs so they don't run out of MP. Because if they run out of MP and they can't heal a guy every single turn, you probably die. So yeah, it's one of those fights. I don't know how you would do this with other solo parties. I don't think you would have a great time. You would need a lot of X potions, basically. And I don't know if you can buy them anywhere. There's a shop in the final bonus dungeon that sells a lot of rare stuff. They might sell elixirs and X potions. We'll check that out probably next episode if we find it. That might be the strat. But basically, if you're not a white wizard and you don't have access to Curaja, I'm not exactly sure how you could handle the damage this guy puts out. I don't think you can rely on Curaga, and the red wizard would get that. But most party members don't get any kind of big healing spell. There's an axe that casts Curaga as well, kind of like the rune axe or something. That's pretty handy, but it's gonna, like, again, if you're a fighter, it's not gonna heal as much as Curaga from a white mage, so you're not gonna be healing like 300 or 400 probably, and you need to be able to heal more than 400, I think it's safe to say. So basically, you're gonna be using X potions or elixirs every time you go below 700, and that's not, like, that's pretty pricey. Anyway, hopefully we buffed up enough. Let's see what we can do here. 3,000 damage should be fine. And I do have some elixirs if I need some more healing anyway, so we're okay. I think, now that I know to play it safe with his flare, his double flare, we should be okay. It's just annoying how overly defensive you have to be. Like, I might get away with a Curaga now and then. Let's see how much it heals up for. 400. I mean, that's pretty good. That's kind of where the argument for maybe going with like the Sage's Miter. In fact, I don't think Shinru has any status affliction death attack, like no earthquake or anything like or does he have earthquake? I know Omega had earthquake, but I don't think this guy does. So you might get away with a whatchamacallit, a ribbonless gear set that would give you more intelligence, and that would buff your Curaga spell to be a little bit more efficient. And you'd also have more physical defense from the Miter, but less from the Sage's Surplus. Now, technically, if you did have that Rune Axe, that would give the White Wizard a way of healing with Curaga for free, and that would be better on the resources. Like, I tried to switch to Curaga because it's like half price almost, just to see if it gives me more castings, basically. I don't know. It might be, but I feel like I'm spending an awful lot of time healing here. There we go, we got him. Alright, Shinru down. So yeah, totally possible with the White Wizard. You gotta be a little bit careful about your HP because of the double flare. Double flare is always the problem when you've got a full group anyway, so it's no surprise. Now we have the Ragnarok, which kind of like the Murasame is the best weapon for the knight, basically. Better than the Mazmute even, I believe. Let me look at its stats. The Ragnarok has 55 attack and 40 accuracy, 39 crit. It also gives you 30 evasion, 7 strength, intelligence, and stamina, and 3 agility. Pretty ridiculous. To compare against, say, the Excalibur, the other weapon you might have at this point, the Excalibur only had 45, 35, 39. So the Ragnarok is like 10 full points of damage higher. The accuracy doesn't really matter, and the crit is the same, but it does give bonus strength and stuff, which the Excalibur doesn't. So it's a lot stronger in terms of pure stats, which is nice. Now, the Excalibur does do bonus damage against enemies that are weak to elements. So, against certain enemies, it might keep up. But I think, in general, the Ragnarok is just a better weapon by a pretty large margin. Comparing that to the Mazmune, in case you're wondering which one of those was better, the Mazmune does do 56 damage, so it's just outs the Ragnarok slightly by 1. But the stat bonuses, the +7 strength, outdoes that. So unless you're at max stats, 99 strength, 99 intelligence, 99 stamina, whatever, the Mazmune will beat it. No, sorry. The Ragnarok will beat out the Mazmune unless you have max stats, in which case the Mazmune slightly edges it out. And technically the Mazmune has 1% more crit chance. Not that that's going to make much difference. So anyway, there you go. We are done with the Lifespring Grotto. Oh, sorry, one more chest. The Hero Shield. There you go, the best shield in the game. Knight and Ninja. So you might want 2. Sadly, there's only 1 in the game. Whoever you give it to gets complete status immunity on the best defensive shield in the game. So you would often give it to the Ninja and then have like the Genji equipment on, or the Knight and the Crystal equipment on. And that way they don't need a ribbon and they can have maximum defense. It's whoever you put on the top spot. If you have a Knight, probably a Knight. If you have only a Ninja, then the Ninja. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's actually really good gear. And that is all. So before we end the episode, we're going to go back to the airship, and I'm going to show off one little shop that people have talked about in the comments before, and I never went there because it wasn't in the vanilla game, the NES game. But I will show it off now because, yeah, why not? So, remember the Caravan where we bought the bottle? We can't land there, of course. Now that we've already done all that bottle quest, if you had come back, which I never really bothered with, you can buy a variety of potions. So, if you didn't get the Giant's Glove for some reason, or you forgot about it, but you wanted to increase your attack or agility, which is essentially what Saber is doing, rather than casting Temper for strength or Saber for strength and agility, you could just drink a bunch of potions. It affects the same stat in combat, the buffed strength and agility stat. So you can't get 255 strength and 255 from Temper, but whichever one combination of the two adding up to 255, that's what you can do. The protect is the same as your the protect drink is the same as your protect spell. So again, if you don't have a white mage or white magic, this is a way of getting your defense up. And then the maximum is actually kind of neat if you do a low-level challenge. Say you've got a black wizard that only has like 200 HP, and you know there's a spell like Flare that does 300 damage. As long as you can Giant's Tonic him up above that, then he'll be safe, sorta. So it's got some value, but overall these two I'm not a big fan of. Anyway, I just wanted to show that off. That was not there in the vanilla NES game, so I tried not to use it during the solo challenges because I felt like it was kind of cheating. Can you not run from this? Look, you guys. I got the friggin' flare staff. Get out of here. Alright, so that does it for today's episode. We've only got one more bonus dungeon. It is located somewhere in this river system. There it is, that one. And it only opens up after you kill Tiamat. So basically, the end of the game, you're ready for fighting Chaos. And we opened up the last one. The good news is we only have to do this one once. The bad news is it's 40 floors. So it might take a while. We'll start it off next episode. We'll see if I can make it through. And you'll have to wish me some luck, because it's a big, long dungeon, and it's got the final super boss at the end. So that'll be fun. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed, and see you next time.